Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. This is Joy. Yeah. As you know, my videos are about love, infinity, creation, energy, because we're infinite love, infinite energy, infinite creation. This video is another one in the series of freedoms as per our constitution, Earth's constitutions, us, the Republic of Planet Earth, all of us humans. We all, the human race, are citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth. This is who we are. We're the citizenry of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the infinite eternal creators. We're the human race. This is exactly who we are. We're a benevolent species. We're a loving species. We're a heart-based species. We're a love-based species. We're a heartful species. This is who we are. We live to love and we love to live. The pulse of life, the pulse of creation, the human heartbeat, the primordial instinct is the human heartbeat. It gives us the electromagnetic, it generates the electromagnetic field of creation that powers the human body so we could be conscious and self-aware and most importantly, sentient. Why? Because the heart's energy, the highest energy is love. And love is the energy of creation. We create with the energy of love. This is who we are. This is why our nature is a loving and benevolent nature. Okay, so this video is about time freedoms. Time freedoms. As you know, time and energy are the third primary element of compass. So I already spoke about energy freedoms and what energy means from a point of view, 0 point, over unity systems, propulsion, all these different things. And now I want to talk about time and what time means in this way. So you got to think of it in terms of time and energy as per the third primary element of compass, who we are. Because time is this idea, it's essentially it's a perception. Time is a perception that originates from the sensory perceptions of our senses. Right, it's of reality. So we live in the here and now. This is where we live, and in the moment, in the present moment. And as we go through our lives, due to our pulse of life, a pulse of creation, the human heartbeat, we breathe and we live consciously and self-aware about life, and we go on about lives and our days. We have this perception of time. It's this idea that essentially represents the motion of everything around us when it comes to the perception of things. You see, events and experiences and days. So we measure these in the way of time. And the reason why we measure these is because Earth is spherical. And we have these the rotation, the daily rotation of planet Earth on its own axis. The axis of planet Earth, it rotates, and it takes around 24 plus hours a day. This is the measurement to do a full rotation, a full turn, a full revolution, one spin around itself, its own axis, and we call this this natural motion. Is a natural motion due to gravity and magnetism and polarity and electrogravitics of the Earth as a space and vacuum and gravity and the turning of it. In natural motion, it moves around space. Okay, and this notion of days passing through, and we see the sun moving across the skies during the day. It transitions across the sky. The translation of the sun across the sky. And we see it every day, and we call that a day. So when the Earth goes around itself one time, then a day happens, and we have measured it. And the way we have measured these is in terms of, the measurement is in terms of minutes, seconds, hours. And the way this works is essentially based on the notion of the sphere and the circle, because the Earth is spherical. And as we all know, a circle has 360 degrees. And 360 degrees represents the motions of the Earth as it spins on its own axis. So if you understand this notion, then you have this notion of minutes and seconds, and if you look at it, it's in 60 seconds, 60 minutes does an hour, 60 seconds does a minute, and then a day has 24 plus hours, and there is 3,600 seconds in an hour, and then you have all these, they add up and they add up and they add up, and essentially all this measurement, all these chronology, all these measurement, we call it time, and this is essentially nothing else but the rotation of Earth, the spin of Earth, and the perception through our senses of the sun moving across the skies, making a full day. So and we measure that, and we have done this for a very long time. So this is what we call time, which is essentially, in a way, is time per se is not real. It's not a real thing. It's something that we created as humans to measure the movements, the natural movement, the phenomena of Earth moving across the sky, what we call space, really, in existence, and in relation to the sun. So it's this relationship between the sun and the earth, and the sun and the earth moving around because of the natural phenomena of existence. And the earth has two rotation and translation. The rotation is essentially the time that it takes for it to spin around itself because of the natural spin, the electromagnetism of the sphere, which is the earth, due to all the gravitational force field and all that, space vacuum that encompasses everything, that creates emotions in the first place, the tension on the surface. And then we have translation, which is essentially the time that it takes for the earth to go around one revolution, one cycle around the sun. And that is what we call a year. And we break that into months, right? A month has on average 30 days, and a day has on average 24 hours. So that's how we kind of like, and we have developed calendars, and we have developed systems to measure this transition, this process of the earth and the sun, and the infinite cycle of spin, of the natural cycle of infinity and celestial objects. So we have decided to track that and measure that for all sorts of reasons, for efficiencies, for productivity, and for tracking and recording for events and all that. And it has helped humanity a lot. And since we started to use that notion of time, we were able to, have very specific dates, in what we call history, timelines, all sorts of things across time, which is essentially the rotation of the earth and the translation of the earth around the sun. That's all it is, but we have called it time, and we have given it specific measurements. And because we live day by day, here and now, the sun rises every day, right? So it moves from the east to the west. So we do and this is why we're sundials, because we are essentially that. The sun created us. So we're light spherical energy, just like the sun, and we feed ourselves through with the sun light through our eyes, and evolve as a species, open the portal and build the bridge. This is what we do. This is our nature. Our very nature is that the Creator designed us with the earth, as well as the second creator, mother and father, the sun and the earth, coming together, and the human DNA evolved into who we are, light spherical beings. So essentially, if you understand this notion, then you understand that because we have self-awareness and consciousness and sensory perceptions, and we observe reality through our senses, because we're essentially intelligent, we think, we have this perception through our senses of the rotation and the translation of the earth around the sun, and the transition of the sun and the light during the day, and all these different things. So we measure time in this way. So we get about our days, and after a long time of history and civilization, thousands of years, we have come to this very accurate measurement of this movement, of this natural process. The gravity of it, the gravitics, the electrogravitics, the telemetry of time, because it's readings, right? Time can be, it's telemetric in nature. It can be read, it can be interpreted, all right? It can be measured, it can be recorded. And this is what we do, right? And it's based on the electromagnetism of the earth. So, and there's all sorts of systems that we have developed around this notion of the electromagnetic nature of the surface of the earth and the planet itself, because of its own electromagnetic field, just like our own human heartbeat, and the electromagnetic field of the human heart, and the electromagnetic field of the planet, and the electromagnetic field of the sun. So we have measured these, and the way we have done it is, as we call it, time. And then, of course, when we go across our days and around our days, every day that passes, we develop this system that measures things, clocks and things like that. So, and then we have calendars and agendas and all sorts of things that allow us to be more productive with our time. Because in the end, we're energy, right? We're infinite energy, which is the only thing that matters. Time is essentially a byproduct of energy. So why? Because we all energy. It's infinite eternal creation. We light spherical energy. And because we perceive the motions of the earth through our light spherical energy of the electromagnetic field of the earth, the body that allows us to see and perceive through the body the space structure of our own electromagnetic field, the human body, with our senses, we perceive this notion of movement, and we call that time. We call that time. And we've done this for a very long time. We have called this time for a very, very, very long time. Thousands of years, and it has kind of like evolved into a very precise measurement and accurate of the rotation and the translation of the earth. So why is this important, and why is this part of compass, and why is this a primary element, part of a primary element, which is energy, and it comes as a byproduct of energy because of our experience, and we interpret that, is because in modern society, in the 21st century, us as citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth, we go by our days essentially in a way in which we are meaningful, right? We're purposeful. We take action every day. We do things every day. We do jobs, we do tasks, we have activities, we have to-do lists. We engage in daily activities, in daily action, purposeful daily action, and we measure these. So we can track our progress toward completion and all these different notions, which are essential as part of compass to manifest our free will through purposeful daily action, so we can arrive to our destinations, manifest our dreams, make our dreams come true, because we take purposeful daily action, because we have we follow best practices and principles that allow us to make the most of our time every day, so we can actually seize the day and take action every day that is meaningful and purposeful, so we can advance our agenda, our purpose, our dreams, and so we can arrive to our destinations, because this is what we're here for. So if you understand these, then it makes sense to have freedoms around time freedoms. So this is a fundamental element of compass and purpose and sundial and our Earth Constitution, the Republic of Planet Earth, because time is this essentially this tool, that we have invented, that we have come up with as a species to measure and track our daily progress, essentially toward destinations, toward objectives, towards goals, towards targets, towards dreams, purpose, all these different things. So say, for example, in my case, I'm a writer. So and I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm a comedian, I'm all sorts. I'm a father. I'm a lot of things. And just like me, everyone, all humans have purposes and have things that they do and they choose to do. So we every day we live and we experience this notion of time through our senses, right? Because the only thing that is really real is energy, but because we have the perception of movement across the rotation and translation of the earth, then we track that and measure that, and we decided to call that time for productivity reasons and recording reasons and all sorts of things. So then if you understand this notion, if you understand this notion, then it becomes very clear that, for example, in my case, as a writer, I track my progress every day because it's important to take purposeful daily action. It's part of action, the fourth primary element of compass. So if you understand these, then you start to think, in my case, okay, so how can I organize myself? How can I organize my day and set up my day in a way in which I can take purposeful daily action? For example, today I have recorded 2 videos about 2 freedoms, fundamental freedoms, true self freedoms and time freedoms. So there's a day, and I have other things to do in my day because I have other responsibilities and things. But beyond that scope of that, I kind of like find the spots, time allocation, time blocking, scheduling of my availability, so I can be committed to my purpose. Commitment levels to my purpose and my dreams and my aspirations and everything that I put my mind to as an infinite eternal creator is who we are. Okay, so in this case, I have uploaded as part of the book a system of time blocking and scheduling, which is based on best practices that allows us to have a very good use of our time every day, so we can be productive and we can actually track and measure progress of our purpose and our dreams and all these different things in our life. So and we schedule that right during the day. We have a number of hours every day availability, and we commit to certain times and schedules to make sure that we do the work every day. The daily action takes place, and we count the minutes and we track them and all these different things, right? So this is exactly what this is. So because this is a fundamental component of productivity. Remember, productivity is one of the 10 dimensions that allows us to identify our true self. Identity and true self is the primary element, is the first primary element of compass, who we are. And it's also I believe, it's the fifth, or I think it's the sixth dimension of true self dimensions, productivity. So obviously time has a major role in our day-to-day life because of the natural ability of planet Earth to rotate around its own axis and the translation around the sun every day, what we call a day, and the hours and the minutes and the seconds of a day. So we measure and track those to keep record and to make sure that we get to completion, and we have schedules and agendas, and we advance our agendas through purposeful daily action. So we manifest our purpose through action every day. So this is why, because this is how we become productive, and we can have specific flows, which is a sixth primary element of compass of our day-to-day actions and tasks and activities and jobs and tasks, all these different things. Then that's why we have to have freedoms for time. So we have infinite freedoms for time as well. It's time freedoms. It's part of our constitution. So we allocate the necessary time required for the purposeful daily action that must take place for our purpose to manifest, to be completed, for us to arrive to our destination, to make our dreams come true. In my case, writing the book or making this video, spreading the message, and or like making my music, or raising my son, or anything that is consequential, that has a direct impact, and essentially allows us to manifest our free will, which is what we're here for. Remember, in my previous video, I mentioned that our destiny is to find ourselves, our true self, our identity. That's why we have identity freedoms and true self freedoms, because this is essentially fundamental for us as compasses. So it is the same with time. So we need to have time freedoms so we can have the time to make things happen, to do the jobs allocated at a specific time during the day, so we can get the job done and through action, so our dreams come true. So you see, so we need the time, and this is fundamental. And because we need the time, that's why we have time freedoms. The freedoms, so we can have the time to make our dreams come true. to work on our purposeful daily action to manifest our free will every day. So you see, it's a combination, and we flow every day through time, throughout the day, essentially what it is. We flow throughout the day, and that's what we call time. So it's this very important notion, time. Since the moment we humans came up with this notion of time in a highly accurate way that we can track and measure, then we essentially use that as a mechanism, as a system to become extremely productive and much more efficient in the way we go about our days. Because as a civilization here in the Republic of Planet Earth, we decided that was the way that we can all kind of like come to terms with productivity. So we can have schedules and meetings and all sorts of things that not only one person but other person and we agree on, so we can actually get things done. All sorts of things, events, everything that requires an agenda, a time in scheduling, all these different things, and then we all come together. We all come together at that specific moment and here and now, which we call time. So time per se, if you really think about it, is an illusion, because time doesn't really exist. It's just the name that we give to the motion, to the perception of the rotation and the translation of the Earth around the sun and around its own axis. But we named it. We named it, and we named it time, so we can actually keep track of it. But in reality, what it is just energy. It's just energy. It's movement, right? Is spin. Is that all it is? And our perception as conscious and self-aware, as aware beings, we interpret that motion, that spin, in the way of a day. So we measure it and track it and give it names and days and months and all these different things. And we have decided to name for each day and we have created this notion of week, which is breaking down the month into blocks of days, and the year, and each of those days have a name, each of those months have a name, and then it's kind of like, because this has been for a very long time, we have kind of like, fine-tuned this system, this mechanism of productivity. It's a tool, really. Time is a fantasy and an illusion in a way, because if you don't manage your time properly, then you have a fantasy world of the way you go about your day, because you render these fantasies as a result of the illusion of time, because you're not in control of it. So time itself per se controls you, because you're not in control of it, right? So you need to be in control of it, and the way you control of it is with your free will, with your action, with your purpose. So that's why you schedule and you have strong agendas and strong systems to keep track of how you go about your days, because the idea is that you take purposeful daily action, so you make your dreams come true. So essentially, you're in control of your life, the energy that you put into that moment, the here and now, what we call time. So that's why time and energy kind of come together, because you're putting all the energy, so you use it at that allocated time, here and now, whenever that here and now happens. So this is why we require that. We require to here and now take purposeful daily action. So because of that, we need to track it. We need to track here and now, which is a real thing. The fantasy and delusions are essentially everything: the names of the days, the names of the months, the seconds, the hours, the minutes, and keeping track of those specific minutiae. That's all fantasies and illusions. That's just for record. We keep it for the record, so we know, okay, so that happened at that time, or that's when that event's going to happen, or so we keep track. But that's all it is that beyond that, it's just fantasies and illusions. So, but we need to manifest our free will, so we shatter fantasies and illusions. So we remove all the background noise, all the friction, all the noise out of what time is, and focus on what it is, truly is, which is the moment, the here and now, the energy that we put into the here and now, right? So, and that is essentially what we should focus on, which is our purpose. We focus on our purpose, on our dreams, every day, every moment. So that's why, because of this notion of time, we need to have freedoms around it so we can use the here and now to take action. So we allocate, we schedule, we have agendas, we have calendars, and we have all the different things required to advance our purpose, to advance our dreams, to make them happen. So this is why it's fun because of productivity, tracking, and progression, and measurement of our what? Our dreams. Because the only reason why we keep track of time is so we can have a way to measure the progression in terms of completion of our dreams, of our purpose. That's the only reason why time is useful. Because otherwise, time is just this thing that can, becomes illusions and fantasies. And they just create a reality of their own, and then they control us if we're not in control of it. So we need to have full control. And the way we do that is by having the best practices in place to manage this perception of motion that we call time. And the only thing that is real is here and now, because it's our consciousness, it's our self-awareness, it's our love, it's a human heartbeat, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation that allows us to exist, to be sentient, to feel the moment and perceive through our senses. This is the only thing that is real here and now. Everything else is just measurement and tracking and just tools. It's like a gadget. It's like a device that we have come up with. It's a mechanism, it's a technology that we use. So here and now, we create and manifest our free will. And that's why we require these freedoms, so we can make sure that here and now we take the required action. And that's why it's a fundamental freedom, because that's how we track progress and measure it toward completion of our dreams and our purpose and everything that we put our minds to, so we can arrive to our destinations. So this is what this video is about, is understanding that we have this idea of time that we have developed through our, a long time. And the way we go about it is through our freedoms. So time freedom. So we have the freedom and the time to put into motion our purpose and our dreams. So they come to happen. We make them a reality through purposeful daily action, because the only thing that is real is here and now, is us, the human heartbeat, free will, our consciousness, our self-awareness, our love, the human heartbeat. So when we put that together in the moment, as the sun moves across the sky every day, as we call it, then we seize the day, as it is said. Like, we take the necessary actions so we can manifest our free will, manifest our purpose, manifest our dreams through purposeful daily action. So this is why we got 50 plus freedoms in the Constitution so far. So, and counting. So it's important. And you see, time is one of the first ones. And time is an important concept as well, because it's part of the primary elements, because time comes out of energy, which is consciousness and self-awareness, love, and here and now. So it's that, right? So it's that perception. So that is part of it. It's part of the third primary element for a reason, because it allows us to advance our agenda, our dreams, our purpose, the reason why we're here as sundials, right? And as sundials, right, we're in sync with the sun. As sundials, right? We stare at the sun. We open our eyes, we open our minds, we open our heart. And we see the sun moving across the skies every day, from east to west. And it happens every day of our lives, right? So we measure that as sundials. You see, he's measuring, he's tracking that, the movement of the sun, really. That's what it is. So if you understand that, you can break it down. Time is just the movement of the sun and the earth. That's all that it is. It's the perception and the sensory perception of that, and we have given it a name. To track and measure things, to be productive. That's all it is. So that's why it's important to have the time freedoms. As sundials and compass, we require that so we can make our dreams happen and make our dreams come true. Because it's fundamental. We're here to do that. We're here to create. We're here to manifest our free will. We're here to shatter fantasies and illusions. You see, when we love ourselves and we love what we do and we have a purpose, we shatter all the fantasies and illusions and we render them obsolete when it comes to time. All the time fantasies and the time illusions are disintegrated through the love of our hearts, the energy of creation, because now we're not, time as a concept is not in control of our day-to-day life. We are in control of our lives with our free will and our purpose and our action and our everything, our energy here and now. We're in control of our lives in our dreams as compass and sundials. So that's why when sundials, when you track this, the movement of the sun across the sky is better, is the best clock, right? Because you understand exactly where you are. So you don't need a watch, you don't need a clock or measure track time. You're just seeing at which specific position the sun is in relation to you during the day, right? But then there's a long time that the sun is in the sky, right? Every day. So it's at productive hours. So we take the time, as we call it, to take purposeful action. So, but when you track the sun, then you shatter all the fantasies and illusions, because sundial is that mechanism as compass. It shatters fantasies and illusions, because remember, compass and sundial, they're these virtuous, it's a virtuous cycle, the infinite virtuous cycle of, they come together, sundial and compass, forever. Because the moment you start to, you're in sync with the sun as a sundial, so you stare at the sun and you open the portal and build the bridge, then you are in control of time. It's not a fantasy, it's not an illusion. You shatter the fantasies and the illusions and render them obsolete, because you're in control of that notion, because you're taking purposefully the action here and now, in the moment, because you're grounded. You know what your purpose is. You love with your heart and you take action every day. So you find the time and you do the things. And it's important to have them in the Constitution, because it gives us these freedoms that we all share as members of the citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth. Time, freedom. So we are not essentially, it's outside, out of control situation, fantasies and illusions that can form around time. We're in control of that, so they don't happen. We disintegrate them, we shatter them. There's no background noise, there's no friction, there is no static around time. There's no fantasies and illusions around time, because we're in total control, because we understand who we are: infinite energy, infinite creation, consciousness and self-awareness here and now, and we take purposefully the action. So all those things, they just like, all the negative, that just gets dissipated. And the way, we just think of it as events, experiences, and we love them, we forgive them, we accept them, and that's it. And time is nothing but just a useful tool, because that's what time is. It's just a way to track and measure the movement of the sun across the sky and the rotation of the earth. And we measure that, and we have given them names and to keep track of it and be more productive. And that's all it is. So remember who we are. We're infinite eternal creators. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. We live to love and we love to live. We're the human heartbeat. We are the pulse of life, the pulse of creation. This is who we are. We're the infinite eternal creators. We're the defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We are humanity. We're the citizenry of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're a benevolent species. We're a heartful species. We're a love-based species. We're a loving species. We're a heart-based species. This is who we are. This is our nature. We live to love and we love to live. We love our creations. The primary instinct is the human heartbeat, so we can exist. And we love is the highest energy of frequency, the highest energy of creation, and is in the heart. So we love with the energy of we create with the energy of our heart, with the energy of love, and manifest everything, our free will and our dreams as a result of that love that we have. We make children, we have children, we make love. So all together we raise them, then we love ourselves, self-love, so we understand who we are, infinite eternal creators, our infinity, the human DNA. And then the rest comes as a result of that, understanding this notion: identity and true self, compass, who we are, purpose, time and energy, action, why, how, flow, true self, true north and destination. As long with sundial, we open the portal, we build the bridge. We open our heart, we open our mind, we open our eyes and stare at the sun and evolve. Our DNA gets supercharged. We evolve, our race evolves. Who we are the most ancient species, we're the human DNA. This is who we are, we're the most ancient species, we're the human DNA. We're the epicenter of the cosmos. This is who we are, this is our location, our coordinate in existence. This is who we are. This is who we are. We're the most ancient species at the epicenter of the universe. This is who we are. We are infinite biology, eternal biology. This is who we are. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. Remember, this video is about time freedoms. I love you all with all my heart, with all my might.